Hey guys, I'm sorry if you hear very loud noises. Apparently they don't know what a volume button is in the living room and I'm suffering for it. But I'm here to do my reading wrap up for booktube-a-thon, and this is going to be a very quick video because I have little to no battery left. I also don't have very much to say about these books that I haven't already said in like vlog and update videos. I said booktube-a-thon, but it's the reading rush. That's gonna slip out a lot. But to start things off, I read Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I read 6 books in total. I read this on audiobook on double speed, so I finished it fairly quickly. And I am going to admit that I didn't use this copy, flip through and read along with it because I knew I'd be staring at the artwork too much and pause the recording too much. So I haven't really flipped through the artwork in this one. But I'm pretty sure, just going off the cover art here of Azkaban, it's going to be amazing. I am planning on rereading that series now that the reading rush is over. Mid-reading rush is all I wanted to do was reread Harry Potter. So I am going to do that. Right now I'm addicted to the new season of Fortnite is going to start tomorrow. At the time of filming this video is tomorrow, August 1st. But I've been addicted to playing that, and Pokemon Soul Silver, I'm actually doing what is called a wedlock on there. If you don't know what a wedlock is, you're just gonna have to look it up. But it's basically a harder version of a Nuzlocke, and if you don't know what a Nuzlocke is, you have to look that up as well. It's basically, it's for players who want a more difficult Pokemon game. The next book I read, which was actually the first book I read for the readathon, is Scarlet Epson Hates It Here by Anna Brishaw, whatever. Absolutely hated the main character of this book. This book got a 2 out of 5 stars, and I honestly didn't even want to give it that because it was mainly the character I had the problem with. The writing style was alright. It was passable. The storytelling as a whole was actually really well done for the amount of pages this book was. But the main character was just so unlikable that I just couldn't like the book. Should I be telling you guys what challenges these went to while I'm doing this? Probably. Book with purple on the cover, obviously. A book-to-movie adaptation, and a non-human main character. Is that all? I gotta look at the challenges real quick. Yeah, I think that's, oh, it also goes for a book with 5 or more words in the title. This went to fulfilling a lot of challenges. So I finished the majority of the challenges just with that one. This book, I actually used this for read a book in the same spot the entire time, which one's my bed. And then it also has 5 words in the title. Next, I read Struck. This went to fulfilling the challenge of read a author's first book, which for a first book, this was actually really well done. It only got a 3 out of 5 stars, and I'm questioning that now. It feels more like a 2.5 stars. But the religious aspects of this book was just so well done and interwoven into it that, I mean, I really got into this book, and I read it in I think a day and a half. So, I mean, I flew through it. The biggest complaint, though, is that this is in fact insta-love, and I felt no emotional connection to the family, and it also felt rushed towards the end. It should have been either the stuff that was happening should have happened 50 pages sooner, and it just been drawn out, or it needed about 50 more pages to draw it out. Then I read The Marked Girl. Oh, this was by Jennifer Bosworth. But The Marked Girl by Lindsay Knagle. I did enjoy this book enough to get the second book in the series, which will hopefully be here soon. I ordered it from the book outlet, so that may be 2 or 3 weeks before I get it. But this went to fulfilling the challenge of having purple on the cover and a book with a non-human character, and this is also a debut book. And this, I liked this book a lot after I finished it. The idea of this book, I love. I absolutely love the idea of this book. I mean, the summary makes it sound weird. It's better than the summary makes it sound. There's a lot of problems I had with it. I wish there was more character development. It felt like there was little to no character development at all, and it was also insta-love and a love triangle all at the same time. I mean, we had Cedric, who is betrothed to Kat, and they're from their own world, and then they come over to Earth, and all of a sudden Liv makes him laugh just 1 or 2 times, and suddenly he's all over her, and she's attracted to him from the very beginning because of his looks. And yeah, also the cheating is I had this book's at 4 stars. I dropped it to a 3 stars, and now, simply because of the cheating, I am thinking of lowering that rating even more. I'm still gonna read the second book, but the cheating. I mean, Cedric is like getting all hot and heavy with Liv when he's betrothed the cat. I don't care if it's a betrothal. I don't care if you have a say in it. I don't care if you have no emotional attachment to this girl at all, besides friendship. But if you are even remotely her friend, you're still hurting her by cheating on her. It's like you can't really like Cedric because of all of this stuff, and then he has to always constantly remind you about how much of a protector he is. It's like, we don't need your protection. We need you to be not an ass. It's very, very frustrating because it makes you not really like Liv. I mean, Liv doesn't even think about the fact that this is being a homewrecker. And I hate the fact that she's an orphan or foster kid, whatever you want to call her, but Lindsay's basically made her into a homewrecker, and that is, I've never really been in the foster care system. I mean, I wanted to be a social worker at one point, so I have looked into some stuff, but I really know nothing about what it's like to be in the system. So I have no knowledge of this, so I don't know if the representation is right or not. All I do know is the fact that a lot of foster kids are seen in a very bad light. So the last thing you needed to do was make her a homewrecker in your book and put them in an even worse light. So that was extremely frustrating, and I don't know about this book anymore. I mean, well, let's put it this way. This was, for a debut book, I liked the writing. I mean, it was good for a debut book. I'm hoping the second book is better. I'm hoping the second book, like, clears up this love triangle in a way that's, like, not gonna make me hate Liv or Cedric. I mean, I really have little to no emotional connection to the characters, and I don't really care about their cause much at all, but I mean, I don't want to hate them either. Now, let's see. I guess that also goes to a non-human main character. I'm not going to spoil how. And read a book that I meant to read last year. That could actually go for Struck and The Marked Girl. I meant to read both of those last year, but then again, I also meant to read Touch of the White Wolf last year, and I won this off Goodreads. I have it signed. The author sent me some postcards and stuff, and I want to say I love this book, but I don't. This is like not even a middle grade story in my book. It's more like you read this to a 6-year-old for a bedtime story. That's kind of what this felt like. I didn't even get all the way through it. I mean, it's only 150 pages, and it's a fantasy novel about a girl who gets turned into a wolf and gets led into the forest by other creatures to save a unicorn who is the protector for his little part of the forest, and she has to fight another wolf who's trying to take over the territory because he wants to hunt on that land. I know I didn't summarize any of the other books, but I feel like I talked about them enough during booktube-a-thon. But this book I haven't talked about at all because I didn't actually vlog the day I read it. I honestly DNF'd at this book, or I put it as DNF'd, but I read through the whole book, and I wanted to like it, and the reason I picked it up is because it's so short, and I was like, I can definitely read this before the read rush is over. I know I've been calling it booktube-a-thon, reading rush. It's just not good. It got a 1 star, and I didn't even want to give it a 1 star. I wanted to give it like half of a 1 star, but can't do that on Goodreads. A book that I counted as reading for the reading rush, but it's on my computer and it's not really a book, it's only like 50 some pages, is the Cinderellas Solution Quick Start Guide. That didn't go to completing any of the challenges. All my challenges were done at this point. I just counted it as page numbers read during the readathon because I did read it. I also counted it technically as a book read. So I read 6 books instead of the 5 that I just showed you guys. And since I'm wrapping up everything, I might as well wrap up my Reading Rush Challenge thing, page, whatever you want to call this, video challenges. There was 7 in total. I did 1, 2, 3. I did 3. I couldn't view any of the challenges. I could view 1 after I'd already done the challenge and posted the video. I don't know what is wrong with YouTube. The problem is fixed now. It hasn't really come up again. But I only did 3 of the video challenges. And then Instagram challenges, I actually ended up doing every single one of them. Some turned out better than others. And the total number of pages read was 1,563. The number of books read, 6. Challenges completed, 7 out of 7 on reading challenges, 7 out of 7 on Instagram challenges, and 3 out of 7 on video challenges. So I think it was a very productive week. Honestly, a very exhausting week too. I actually haven't read since the reading rushes ended, which I kind of expected to happen. Before I go, here's Kai, because everybody wants to see the cute little baby. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.